Good evening, everybody. Welcome to PatFacts, the 25th of September edition, 2020. Hope everybody's doing well, enjoying the day. Awesome day here in Barrie. It was almost 30 degrees with the humidity. So after work and school, we were able to get some good park time in before coming home to eat and get ready for the evening. So hopefully you're able to get out and enjoy the weather. And if it's not great where you are, hopefully it's coming soon so you can enjoy it a bit. And if it's not, again, try to make the most of it. Get that fresh air break when you can. We need that. We need that bit of vitamin D from the sun. We need that fresh air just to again to shake things up, get out of the stagnant air, get things fresh, get things kind of internally going where we need them to go, so we can again perform at an optimal level. So if you're new, PatFacts is more the information side. We share tips, motivations, quotes to try to again create an overall picture of what it means to be operationally fit. Again, that's being fit to do the daily activities that you need to do, regardless of what that is. Parenting, working, sports. We want to look at what you do and make you more efficient at it so that you can perform better and reduce the risk of injury, just like an athlete would for their sport. We're all athletes. We just have different sports to train for. So tonight what I wanted to talk about is and share a bit of a post and quote from my friend Blake, who's been on the PatFacts with me a couple times. If you remember him, hopefully you do. If not, just pretend you do, because it'll make him feel nice if you make sure you remember him. So again, if you don't, just put something in the comments like, yeah, I won't tell. But Blake, you can look him up on Facebook and Instagram at N2, the number 2L Transformations, Never Too Late Transformations. And he posted a quote earlier. I just want to bring it up here because it kind of ties in with what I want to talk about. So I want to share it because he kind of comes at it from a different perspective than I'm going to, but our message is sort of the same for everyone. So Blake posted earlier a picture of a piece of paper with a hashtag "Be Kind" on it, and his caption says, "We're all on the edge right now. A little connection is more important than ever." And he went on to emphasize that it should be physical distancing because we need our space, our 6 feet or more of space, not social distancing. It was called social distancing in the beginning, and well, it still is by a lot, but that's not true. We can be social with each other. There's an example of it right here. We're being social. We're not in the same room. We're not around a board meeting, a table or something, but we're being social. We're taking in interaction. We can use this technology to completely be social, have people on the screen with us talking to each other. We can phone them. We can stand outside, again, as long as we're 6 feet apart, keeping our safe distance. We can be social. We just need to keep physical distance to try to limit the spread of the COVID-19. But again, social distance it's not the right term. It shouldn't have been used, really. Physical distancing is what we need, but we need to be social because we can't be with people as much as usual. But what I want to focus on is the part of his picture. Again, we're kind of coming at it from different perspectives, but in the end, it's kind of the same message. His hashtag, "Be Kind." And if you're looking at the captions here, that's what I put in my post because I wanted to talk about kindness and consideration, being considerate of those around us. A second wave seems to be coming here in Ontario. Depending who you ask, some say it's already here. We're in a second wave already. So we want to be still be kind, and we want to be consistent with what we've been doing. We've been kind of trying to reiterate that each time we chat here, even when things open up. The suggestion was for you to be consistent with what you've been doing so that you know that's working for you. So let's stay the course on that for now. Let's see what happens and then see if we can maybe let loose isn't the right word, but maybe ease up a little bit on what we're doing. But again, we can see now numbers are going up, but maybe that's from more testing being available or being done. Again, everything is new. There's so many factors, but there are more results. There are positive results. Numbers are going up. So what we all need to do, and again, I'll reiterate back to my very first then untitled PatFacts, where one of my first points was be alert and be aware, but don't dwell. So we need to be alert to what's going on. We need to stay informed. We need to stay up to date. But again, we don't want to dwell on things. Dwelling on things and taking in too much information, especially from media sources, can actually make us panic and anxious about what's going on. We want to make sure that, again, we're getting our information from good, reputable sources, and we want to limit that exposure. I go for, well, 30 minutes is probably stretching it for me, but around 30 minutes or so. And I find for myself now, I read articles. I'll go online and find sources that I trust, or I'll look at a couple different sources because sometimes they each have their own opinion. So I'll look at both to kind of get maybe both sides of a story and then kind of formulate my own plan based on that. And then I have to leave it alone. I can't watch it. It's too heavy. I don't like to discuss it. I don't like to talk about the news or anything. I just like to get what I need and move on. So again, be alert, be aware, but don't dwell. And if we dwell on things, that can set us up into that anxious mode where maybe we make poor decisions. Or maybe, like Blake said, we're on the edge. We're kind of on the edge now. It's been 6 months of this pandemic and isolations and quarantines and restrictions and what can and can't we do. And things are opening and then closing back and different changes going on. It depends where you are. Sometimes even within the province, there's different kind of regulations depending on the area you're in. So it can be a lot to take and very confusing and very frustrating. Again, it's been 6 months that we've been dealing with this. What we want to do, again, is stay true to ourselves. Be the person that you know you are and that you want to be, that you strive to be, so that hopefully you can influence those around you as well to do the same thing. They mentioned on the radio that a couple of days ago that potentially there's some supply delays in good old toilet paper and paper towel. So they're trying to keep us informed and kind of talk about it. And the show I listened to, they did add at the end, please don't go hoarding toilet paper. But some people will hear that and just hear there's a shortage, second wave shortage. Oh no, I've got to get to the store and stock up. Things will happen. Things come around. Again, there's not the symptoms typically don't call for extra toilet paper. So as long as you have what you need to go forward, again, try to be aware and considerate was my other point in my comments here, in my caption. Be considerate of those other people around you that maybe are actually out now and need to get some just to get by these next couple of weeks, because that's their regular shopping schedule. Let's be considerate, get what you need, things to get by. Things will come in, alternatives will be there if necessary. Try to just remain calm and make wise choices. The store I work at, and I'm sure others are the same, but it's tricky to get Lysol wipes. And a couple of cases came in the other day, and people were asking me if they could take Lysol wipes off of the skid, the pallet, full of things because they needed Lysol wipes. And then when the grocery clerk stocked the shelf, within 5 minutes, if that's probably a stretch, one kind was completely gone, and he stocked it pretty full, and the other kinds were partially gone. And I saw someone put in about 12 containers of Lysol wipes. Now, I don't know that person, so I'm trying to not judge. Maybe they have a long-term care facility and they're privately buying their stuff. I know friends of mine are in that situation where they have to buy their own supplies. They don't have a big supplier to ship that to them. They have to go and buy it themselves. So maybe that's the case. I don't know. But to see them put that many cans of Lysol wipes in their cart just reminded me to think and to be considerate of those other people and think of others as we're stocking up, as we're getting our groceries, as we're getting our supplies. Maybe we need to plan ahead a little bit and really have a plan on what we're going to buy and when and what we can use and how. Maybe certain things, maybe we can scale back how we're using them. Maybe instead of Lysol wipes, maybe you can get a bottle of Lysol and a cloth or some rags and clean things that way. That's what we used to do before Lysol wipes. we would use Lysol or Mr. Clean or something and put it on a cloth and wipe things down. And I said that to a gentleman one day, and he said, well, is it effective? I said, well, it kills germs. It says the same thing on the bottle that the Lysol wipes say. And he said, oh, but does it kill a virus? And I said, well, I don't think wipes kill the virus any differently. They kill the germs that are lingering and they disinfect. But again, a bottle of Lysol would work potentially the same way. Read your labels, look at products, see what works for you. But again, maybe there's options that we can look at, that we can have a plan B. So if something isn't there, or you think, you know what, I'd like to have those Lysol wipes, but I've got a jug of whatever brand. I'm not sponsored by Lysol or Mr. Clean yet, unless you guys want to, but think maybe at home I've got a jug of something. You know what, I haven't been using it because I have the wipes and use those. Maybe I can make do with that for now. Maybe I can use that until the store gets another shipment in. And disclosure, the store doesn't really know. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's a little bit, sometimes it's a big order. It depends where they have to send all the Lysol wipes to all the stores around. So supply, demand is outweighing supply again, because people want to have those. It was just kind of starting to catch up. Kind of, not even really, but just getting there. And now second wave's coming, so people are after them again. So again, be aware of what you're doing. Think about what you have. Think of other options. Think of alternatives that maybe you can use. And Bonnie says here, yes, compassion is key. So true, Bonnie. Compassion is very key. We're all of us, the whole world is in a different situation right now that we have never been through before. So we all need to work together and learn together to be able to find solutions, find coping mechanisms, find ways to get through some of these stages, so that again, we can be safe, we can stay healthy, and help flatten the curve, get the numbers back under control, and not have these outbreaks pop up. Because some people think that it could be tricky come wintertime. So again, we talked a few days ago about trying to stay on your routine as best you can, even though, winter's coming. Try to work on that fresh air break. Try to get outside in that sun. Keep your movement scheduled in. If you're back at work, again, find those pockets where you can make the time. No one has more time than anyone else. We all have the same 24 hours. We have to make that time. So again, we've talked before about when you go to the store, plan. There's no quick trip to the store anymore. You're waiting in a line to maybe get into the store, to maybe get to the things you need to maybe let someone go by so you can go up the aisle because it's one way. And then you probably have to wait in line to get to the checkout. Chances are, depending on what time of day you go there, you might catch a break and not have to wait in line. But most times you'll have to wait in some kind of line. So again, plan that out. Don't just think, oh, I'm going to pop in quick and grab something on my way home. You're going to have to be there for a little bit and wait, because everyone else is thinking, oh, I'm just going to pop in and grab something on my way home. So if there's other times you can go, try a couple different times. Maybe there's some quieter times where you can get in and get out a little quicker, and maybe it's one less person there when it's a little more crowded later on. So again, that all helps in the end. So again, it's planning, it's preparing, like we've been talking about, like we've been practicing for these last 6 months. And again, we want to take what you've been learning on that big goal you've been working on these last 6 months and take those skills and apply it to other areas of your life. Planning a trip to the grocery store, planning maybe some meals in advance so you know certain things that you need and can get. Maybe do a quick look through the grocery store when you're there and see what they're short on, what things aren't there very often, and then think, what do I make with those things? And maybe you need to scale back on some of that stuff and pick things that are usually in a higher supply. But again, it could vary time to time, so have options. But maybe a little more prep, a little more planning helps put you in a better situation. So that hopefully you don't have to stockpile and hoard all the whatever you need. You can just buy it like regularly. That's tricky for me to say. But if something's not there, that's okay. You can't control it. Control the controllables. It's not there. Okay, what else can I get? Is there a substitute? Is there something else I could use instead? Or do I leave that until the next time? Cheese strings, for some reason, have been in short supply the last couple of weeks. I don't know why. I haven't looked into it. I haven't heard anything, but cheese strings have been in short supply. So we've had to go without or try different kinds or find different ways or buy smaller packs when they're there and try to take our time eating them. Maybe we don't put them in lunches every day. Maybe we put them in every couple days and try not to eat them when we're not at school. Those that like to take them for their school lunches. We've had to try to adjust. So it's everyone. Again, our kids are adjusting just as much and sometimes better than us grown-ups are. So again, we want to be compassionate. We want to think of others. So try when you're out there shopping and getting things to, again, think of other people. Maybe someone else really needs to get something. So maybe I should limit myself. Some things have limits on them at the store. I see the signs going back up to limit your purchases to 1 or 2 items of a certain thing. But again, let's use our compassion, our good judgment to say, do I really need 6 of this? Can I get by with 1 or 2? And then take my chances later on so that someone else can maybe have a go. Maybe they can enjoy a little bit of whatever this is, or maybe they can use this to make sure they're staying healthy, like I'm trying to do as well. It's a hard fine line because you got to take care of yourself. And we always say that's first. But again, think of your situation. Think really well about, do you really maybe need to go to that amount of something? Or again, can you substitute? And compassion also ties into staff at the store or anywhere, restaurants, or just someone you see out in public. We should be compassionate. We should be polite. We should be kind, like Blake posted, #BeKind. We've talked here before about you put the I in kind, thinking, how can I be kind to those around me? And really being just overboard almost with kindness. Maybe not to the point where it seems unintentional, but trying to spread it around. We've talked positivity pandemic is what I deemed back in April was going to take over. And more than ever now, we need a second wave of that to take over. We need that positivity pandemic again to swell back up and keep growing. Because a lot of people aren't practicing that, unfortunately. They're kind of going into survival, me mode, when we need to be us right now. That's what we all need to do, is be us. Look at almost any of the situations going on right now in the world. There should be more of an us mentality, less of a me mentality, or a me, they. It's us. We're all together. That's what we need to work on. That's the positivity pandemic, is sharing kindness and enthusiasm and a smile and maybe a corny joke or two here and there. But it's us. We're all together. We're all helping each other grow and expand and develop in this community that we have. And then again, what I challenge you to do frequently is to go to your communities that are outside of this one and share that message. Whether it's you getting in with people, whether it's like something like this or calling them and talking about things, or again, just leading by example. Because again, we've talked before, you'll role model things, even if you're not really trying to be a role model or don't think you're a role model. People will see what you're doing and they'll follow that example. Maybe it influences them to be a little less anxious about things. Oh, Jeffrey's really got his stuff together. He's so happy all the time. He's cheerful. He's in the same situation I am. You know what? I'm going to talk to him and see what he's doing. Or maybe, maybe I should try to relax a little bit. You may influence people around you. And as that influence grows, they'll influence more, then they'll influence more. That's that ripple effect of the positivity pandemic. And if you've watched any infographics, you can see how the COVID pandemic can spread. The positivity pandemic spreads even faster because you don't need to get within 6 feet of each other. You can do it through a computer. You could spread it 10 feet away, laughing, smiling, waving at someone, making a little joke. Even if it's not funny, who cares? Make it. The fact that it wasn't funny might make it funny and everyone will have a little laugh or a smile. Kindness is key here. Compassion is key, like Bonnie said. Consideration is key. Logical thinking, sensible thinking, responsible thinking is key here. We need to up our personal care and take care of ourselves, get our movement or workouts, however you categorize that or whatever you prefer, at least movement. Some exercise is good too, but if you're not into exercise, you're not there yet, at least get some movement in every day. That helps the immune system. Watch what you're eating. Try to eat as good as you can. Again, try to think majority of the time eating well. Have a little treat now and then. That's okay. But try to make the more good food, and then the not so good food will be a little less just by default. But focus on upping that good food, vegetables and fruits, good sources. Try to limit processed food. I talked about my 8 steps to boost immunity the other day, so you can go back and watch that, PatFacts, if you want to check out some suggestions there. But sleep, eating, limiting alcohol, managing or limiting stress, those are all part of factors. So we need to look at those different areas of our life and do the best we can. And if we can take, again, better care of ourselves, that should let us make better decisions when we're out in the real world around other people from 6 feet away, obviously, or having our masks on. But if we're at a better place ourselves, we make better decisions. We can better interact with those around us. So again, it's that line of upping our self-care, but still being compassionate of others and making sure others are taken care of as well. But the more we look after ourselves, the better we can help those around us. So I just wanted to hop on and bring that back and mention that and reiterate that. We've talked about it a few times, but again, being out in public, working like I am, I see both sides. I see those who are sticking to it, who are moving forward and being positive and doing the best they can. I see those who are kind of, again, just out for themselves and maybe back to being kind of a bitter, rushing, go, 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 blah, blah, blah kind of mindset. And I see those who are really worried and afraid and unsure. You can see it in their eyes when they talk to you and ask you questions or just are looking around. You can see a lot by a person's eyes, even though we're all wearing masks, you can see a lot of them in their eyes. And there's a lot of different feelings going on, but we all need to recognize that everyone has different feelings and try to, again, come at things from an area of compassion, of calmness, controlling controllables, try not to sweat the small things, have a plan, follow the plan. And then we shouldn't need to get hopefully so uptight and anxious about it. If you find you are, maybe take a moment, look at your situation. What are you taking in for information? What are you giving out for energy? Are you getting some movement in? Are you putting on some music and dancing around your living room? Are you getting out a mop and bucket and scrubbing the floor? That's movement, that's activity. Plus you get a chore done. Check, check, double win-win. Maybe you can make use of some of that time. Are you sleeping well? Are you stressed out about things? Is there areas where you could maybe alleviate some stress by removing something or modifying it, or looking at a different system? And if you're not sure how these things are going or how to make the changes, then maybe it's time to look for some coaching, look for some help. And again, there's so many coaches out there, especially right now. Virtual is available for most people because we can't typically meet in person. So again, look around, see what you need. There's fitness coaches, there's nutrition coaches, there's mental health coaches, there's financial coaches, there's spiritual coaches, there's everything and anything that you can, there's business coaches, whatever area that maybe you're not sure how to move forward and how to keep going. Maybe you've hit a bit of a wall in these past 6 months. Maybe you've gone so far and can't figure out how to get over that next hurdle. Again, maybe it's time to ask for help from a coach. Maybe it's time to talk to a friend. Maybe it's time to talk to a colleague, a coworker, a family member. Again, look for support. Look for that network. Your network is your net worth. Easy for me to say. So if you have support around you, look through that. Again, if that's not there, again, maybe that coaching, that investment in coaching, and usually there will be an investment to it. But think of it as an investment, not an expense, because you'll get so much back from it, and it'll help you take you to those next levels. It's important to find ways to try to deal with things so that, again, we can deal with the current situation and any other situations that come up, whether they be at this level or something maybe a little less intense, but it's still a situation. There's going to be obstacles to overcome every day. Basically, we've talked about that before. Brendan Burchard I believe I referenced him as that, saying that as a quote. There's obstacles to overcome every day. It's how you overcome them. It's the plans you put in place and the systems you use to overcome them that keeps us moving forward. So what I'd like to do is make sure that we bring things back down, and at the same time we up that wave of positivity. We get that second and third wave of positivity pandemic going here, and really kill it with kindness is the old adage. Let's really bring that back. Let's be kind to each other. Let's move forward together. Bonnie says heart to heart, stronger together. That's right, Bonnie. We're stronger together than we are apart. That's why we've all come together. We're stronger together. We help each other grow and develop and advance and ascend till the end. We're all working on that together. And that's just an example of one close-knit community that's been created over the past 6 months. So now let's create those other communities around us, and let's get heart to heart. Let's get stronger together. Let's keep moving forward. Let's keep ascending and growing and developing and progressing. That's what we need right now. And if we can keep doing that and keep on track and keep our wits about us and keep our compassion at a high level, try to keep our stress level, take really good care of ourselves to help us take really good care of those that we need to, or interact well with those around us, even if we're not taking care of them, our interactions should be positive and good as best we can to, again, help share that kindness and that positivity. And again, that's going to ripple out, and that's going to have a great effect and impact on your area. We come from a lot of different places in this community, all over Ontario and Canada, into the States. Sometimes there's people that tune in. We have a large community we have a large area within this small community. So imagine if we can influence that from coast to coast and into other countries. Think of the effect we can have on each other. People think that they can't change the world, but it takes you changing yourself and progressing. And if everyone does a little bit to get better, that's going to change the world. It's not going to happen like this. It's going to take time. It's going to take consistency. It's going to take patience. It's going to take overcoming obstacles, all the things we've been doing these past 6 months. But now we can take some of that and focus it on other areas of our lives. And again, the better we can become, the better we can act and interact and behave, then that's going to have an effect on those around us. So let's, again, every so often I mention this, let's do a little audit. Let's check in. Are you being kind? Are your interactions with people positive? Or are you short with people? We've all been there. It happens to all of us. We have that thing that sets you off, or someone gets set off at you and you kind of protect yourself and come back. We've all been there. Let's try to take a step back, look at those situations. Can you maybe forgive and or forget that situation? Or what can you do to maybe avoid that from happening again? And let's really audit ourselves and look at ways to keep our best practices in play. What are the things that you do when you're most successful? And let's really focus on hammering those in again. Hopefully we still are, but maybe 6 months again, things kind of drift away here and there. Maybe we get a little lax with things. Let's tighten up. Things are getting a little iffy again out there. So let's tighten things up. Let's get those best practices in place. Let's get that routine going again. Let's get into a plan. Look at your schedule, fit things in, make them work. Modify them if you need to, but get them to work for you. There's not just one way to do things. Find the way that works best for you. And let's get that self-care high. Let's get the positive energy high. Let's get our positivity pandemic spreading, and let's be kind to ourselves and those around us. And all those things, I think, will add up to creating a better network or neighborhood or society or community, however you want to look at it. But again, it's going to take time and lots of effort. But anything worth doing takes time and effort. So you can do this. I know you can. We don't have a choice. We have to do it. No one's going to do it for us. The governments aren't going to do it for us. Big companies aren't going to do it for us. we have to take onus of ourselves. We have to take good care of ourselves and share that energy with those around us. And that's how the positivity pandemic will spread again and continue to spread. Again, I said this is not going away. There's no vaccination. There's no cure for positivity pandemic. It's here to stay. So let's keep it going. Let's keep moving forward. Let's get that second wave of positivity pandemic spreading. Let's be kind to each other, treat each other well. Remember, think us, less me. And let's make your communities, your networks, your areas, your society a better place to be. And that'll make it even easier to be operationally fit and keep our immune system high, because we can minimize our stress, get our movement in. That kindness, that laughter, we talked about filling other people's buckets. That'll fill your bucket. You'll feel better about yourself. People feel better about themselves. Okay, we've talked about this multiple times, so let's put it to practice now. You've heard it, you've seen it, you've probably read it in places. If you've been putting it in practice, good job, keep it up. If not, now's the time. Let's really keep it going. Let's move forward. Let's get that kindness out there. Let's get that positivity out there. Let's smile at people. Let's laugh. Make the most of these situations to help people, if nothing else, for just that little bit, to maybe forget about what's going on because they had a little laugh or a little smile. Achieve Fitness, Marina, hello. Thanks for tuning in. Let's give them that little moment of escape, of a break from what's going on. Those little moments can add up through the day for people. Sometimes that's all they need, just that little bit of hope or positivity or a laugh. And then hopefully they'll carry that over into other areas of their life. So I'd like to see your comments, whether you're live now or on the recording, because I want you to go and do this and come back. And I want you to find the video. It's the 25th of September. That will be your reference point. I want you to comment what you've been doing to take better care of yourself, to be kind to those around you, and to help spread that positivity pandemic and the results of it. Let's hear how something you did had an effect on yourself and or those around you. And let's share that with each other. Remember, we say don't just make the team, let's make the team better. Let's all share with each other here. And again, if you're not live, it's okay. I'm going to come back to this and check on it and see how things are going. So your challenge or your homework or your objective, whatever you want to look at it, again, is to do a little audit. Are there ways you can maybe modify some things to maybe minimize your stress or not be so anxious about what's going on? Put those into place, see what happens, and then really work hard on spreading the positivity pandemic. Be kind to those around you. Be kind to yourself. Smile at people. Even though you're wearing a mask, you smile, people can see that smile through your eyes. A good, genuine smile, people will see that. A head nod to say hello. There's ways to communicate without having to use our mouth. And you can still talk because you're wearing a mask. Just speak up. Enunciate from the diaphragm, they'd say. Project your voice. But again, head nods, smiles, eyes, waves, finger motions. Okay? Be a little more expressive. It's a good way to practice it. And then if people can't see your lips, again, they can maybe see the cues you're giving them to know what you're trying to say or what you're looking for, or use your technology. That's what a lot do at the store. They'll come up and say, do you have this? And they'll show a picture of the can of soup they're looking for. Or they'll hold it out so you can see it and they go, oh yeah, that's down there, aisle 4. So again, let's be creative. Let's think and let's be conscious to be positive and kind and helpful, considerate, and decent human beings that we all know how to be. And again, let's hear it. I want to see the comments. I want to see what you've been doing, the results of it, and we can follow up with this later on, a different edition of PatFacts, and check in and see how we're doing. But let's get that positivity out there. Let's get stronger together, like Bonnie said. Let's hashtag, so how you do it, hashtag be kind. Put the I in kind. However you want to look at it. Put something in your phone to spark that thought in your head. And what are ways that you can do that? And let's see them in the comments. That's it for tonight, gang. Thanks so much for being here. Again, I appreciate you being here to show me the kindness of the support that you've been showing the last 6 months. And again, the kindness you're showing to yourselves to try to create an overall picture of wellness. Being operationally fit is all encompassing. It's not just the fitness side. We try to get as many facets as we can within this group. And then again, I want to bring in other experts as we go along and as my program evolves as well. So again, I appreciate you being here so much. Thank you for your time and energy and input. And let's see some more comments coming as well. Again, a reminder, no class or PatFacts tomorrow on Saturday. It's an off day. The replays are there if you want to do a workout. They're there to go back on. PatFacts are all there as well if you want to check out one that maybe you missed or look for your favorite. Sunday morning, Stretch It Out Sunday, 9 a.m. Bring yourself, your mat, stretch strap, or a towel if you have it. Sunday evening is PatFacts at 6, our next episode. And if you missed it this morning, as I mentioned in my Full Body Friday class, there's going to be a few changes coming. I'm moving next week to a temporary location for about a month or so, and then into a new place in November. So because of the distances and things, I may have to modify some of the schedules of some of the morning things, probably specifically. I don't think PatFacts will be too affected, but the morning workouts may change and adjust depending on some of my travel times and things. So my goal is to have all that figured out by Sunday, and I'll talk about it briefly in the morning and in the evening on PatFacts. And then I'll do some posts about it as well so people can see it. But just keep your eyes out for that. Once I get the information, I'll share it so you can plan and look ahead and make things again work for your schedule, as I'm going to try to do with my schedule for the month. And then again, look into still launching the virtual program, virtual fitness program, and online fitness coaching as well. I should be able to do fitness coaching for sure. I can do from the temporary spot. And I'm pretty positive I can do the virtual fitness classes. Hey, Gretchen. But I have to see it and get a feel for things and be sure. And again, check my schedule because we may need to modify. So Sunday, we'll have some more details on that. Thanks again, everyone. Again, let's do that audit. Let's find ways to be more kind, to be more positive, to try to lower our anxiety, be considerate to those around us. Let's try to get through, I was going to say ride out, but let's try to really get through this second wave. Let's try to knock it down. Let's calm the waters, get that wave out of there. Let's bring things back down. Let's get things back to as normal as they can be for now. And again, let's be kind. Let's be helpful. Let's smile at each other. Find ways to do so. Share your examples in the comments here. I want to see what we're doing to spread that positivity pandemic. Take care, gang. Have a great night. Remember, drink lots of water, fresh air breaks. Find lighter things to make you smile, make you laugh. Eat well, get great night's sleep, take care of yourselves, and be kind. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Enjoy your night.